this whole thing with the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida has me really concerned. I didn't expect to see this kind of revamp of like 1980s like anti-gay stuff like here. I guess I'll hear your like answers off the call, but like I wanted to know, like, I think if I know right, Matt and I are both not Gen X, but like you and Brandon are Gen Z. So I wanted to know, like, do you think that this kind of like
I'm not Gen Z
stuff is going to?
I'm a millennial. Yeah.
I think everyone here is millennial. Yeah.
Oh, everyone's.
I'm not Gen X. I'm a millennial. I'm an older millennial, but I'm millennial.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But, like, I just wanted.
It's okay. I have a young flippy face. Oh.
Steve?
Did he hang up when I said that? You know, I have that effect on people.
We lost him somehow. I wanted to hear the point he was going to make because I think it was going somewhere good. Oh, man. Can you call back or drop an IM?
All right. I'm sorry, Steve. Yes. Send me an IM and or call back and I'll pick up for you.
I mean, broadly,
yeah, we could kind of answer
any sort of like, and I do think like gay acceptance in our lifetime approximates or is at least like edging towards something like a revolution in that limited sense. But there's always a counter revolution, and that's what we're experiencing right now.
I mean that's why we're seeing it, because I mean just look at like what is like one of the major, and maybe this is a little bit too online of me, but I don't think I'm off here. One of the major pushers of this whole using the word groomer against all your political enemies is one of these online accounts on the conservative right called the Libs of TikTok. Even Joe Rogan, Rogan has promoted that account.
Yeah,
and Glenn loves it too.
Glenn, you said?
Glenn Greenwald, yes.
Yeah, he promoted it too. Basically, they've been calling everyone who, you know, they, and the reason I'm bringing this account up is because basically the whole point of this account is to scroll through TikTok and grab videos that they think are too woke to make fun of to their conservative followers. And who are these people who are too woke? Well, it's TikTok. So they tend to be young. Even the teachers that they pull to like attack teachers on there, the teachers are even young, probably in their like, mid-20s at the oldest, some of these teachers that they pull on here. So we got young people who are, some of them, many of them, part of the LGBT community or allies to the LGBT community. Some of them are even children, like the Libs of TikTok. I've seen many times pull people. I'm like, are these people that they're mocking even 18? So they see this stuff. They see how accepted, being gay or transgender is to these younger generations. And who is their audience? Who are they feeding this stuff to? The parents or grandparents of those generations. So they're seeing this shit and they're going, oh my God, what the hell? We have to put a stop to this. So it is feeding into each other. Like that's how they use this stuff. Parents who never cared about their kids in the first place, who know nothing about their kids' lives because they don't care to find out, are discovering from Libs of TikTok and other right-wingers that, holy shit, my kid is accepting of trans people because God forbid they might know a trans person who goes to their school. Unheard of. How did they learn this stuff? Like that's what we're seeing. That's the dynamic here. Like that's why this has risen back, because they're seeing what their children are accepting and they don't like it.
Yeah, then that's the same reason that the Daily Wire and stuff or PragerU, they're making these books and movies for kids to help reverse the indoctrination. And in reality, it's just a marketing ploy for the anxiety of those kinds of parents. So they'll buy it. I don't even think they actually think it's going to work, but maybe ideologues do.
I mean, this sort of stuff has been, it's just been ongoing. It flares up, I think, like Matt was saying, because, sometimes we just see big moments of even just like representational social inclusion, but from various groups, either by legislation or, you know, like executive action that says that no, we're not going to tolerate anti-Asian hate crime, like leads people to start freaking out because it doesn't like specifically, you know, say that we're not going to like not care about like white people getting attacked by violence too. And I think there, you know, there's just an instinctual, especially amongst a certain class of like middle class suburban Americans, you know, whether they really exist as a voting bloc or just in the minds of like the people trying to gin up these like sex panic or moral panic controversies about like what's going to happen to the children. Even the trans people in sports, you know, like rather trans women participating in women's sports or trans men participating in men's sports has no real bearing on reality other than this like anxiety that like, you know, the normal kids, and in this case, like straight white kids who have all the other benefits are going to be out competed by people who have unfair advantages. Yeah. And, you know, when you pare it down to trans people in sports, it seems like almost sort of reasonable. But then when you realize that these are the same people who are complaining about like their white kid not getting into like the school of their choice because a black kid got there and they think that's not fair, or like, you know, there are too many Asians at Harvard or whatever kind of thing they're about, you know, this week. It's all really just about like this idea that there are more people being included into the conversation that they would prefer to be excluded because it provides them with a, you know, unfair benefit. You know, whether you're talking about affirmative action, whether you're talking about, you know, just barring LGBTQ people from pursuing certain jobs, et cetera, they just want it to be, you know, tilted towards them. And if any effort to untilt it towards them is seen as trying to like unfairly oppress them.